Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all on us once again. I'm excited to welcome Anwar Jamison to our program today. He and I had a great conversation on Conversations Live, the radio show, about his film Coming to Africa that's now all crazy attention as well as winning awards. We're going to talk to him about that. So, how you all can be able to rent or buy today on Amazon. We're about to connect with our Amazon Live family, so you guys can be able to even see the trailer of the film and find out how you can stay connected with it. You all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again today. Powered by BiteCool. If you guys are looking for a great laptop that is great for streaming, BiteCool has their laptop on sale right now on Amazon for 30% off. You guys can get one for less than $100 today. We're using it to live stream a very special presentation with our guest filmmaker and actor, Anwar Jamison, joining us today to talk to us not only about his journey in front of the camera as well as behind, but also his award-winning film that's right now on Amazon. We'll go ahead and highlight it in the carousel there. It's called Coming to Africa. Thank you so much for the time, man. Glad to have you.
Man, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
We had a great conversation on the radio side of our broadcast. We're glad to be able to have now an on-camera conversation here on Amazon Live and also to our affiliates. I want this experience for you. It's been a lot of craziness in the world over the past 18 months. But one thing that's been really exciting for me to see, which is why I reached out to you, is how the film Coming to Africa continues to get its due respect, so accolades. What has that been like for you to see?
It's been a wonderful feeling, shooting the movie and then planning for this huge release and having some things in place and then having COVID hit. It was a little disheartening for a minute, but the type of person I am, I give myself about 5 minutes. Something hit me, it's like, I can get like that, and then it's like, okay, what's next? I'm always on to the next thing. So just maneuvering it through COVID, still getting it to the festival circuit the best we can, still distributing it to the people and still keeping it moving has been a great thing. And the response has been the greatest thing. It's like, if I'd rather, that 90% of the people who see it love it, then way more people see it, but they don't like it, but they just went and got it because it was promoted right. I want people to enjoy it. So that's what I've been getting as a great response to it.
As I mentioned, and we're going to be actually showing the trailer a little bit later, reminding our audience, and I appreciate you guys already coming in here on the Amazon Live side. We're going to be actually showing the trailer a little bit later. And you and I discussed it on Conversations Live, the radio show, the film is funny. It really is funny. But there's some great messages in this film as well. What was it like for you to couple two things together at once and to have a film entertaining, but also shows the characters in a positive light?
I love when people say that, because that's definitely what I was aiming for. There were a lot of points that I wanted to get across, but I didn't want it to be too serious. I didn't want it to be too heavy-handed. I wanted people to feel like they're watching a movie that you can just sit back with the family and enjoy. I told people I wanted a movie with the consciousness level of Malcolm X, but you feel like you watching House Party. So I was trying to balance those things. And in doing that, I felt like I could get the points across that I wanted to get across. So I'm glad that the messages didn't get lost in any humor. It's not slapstick. It wasn't over the top, trying to tell a joke just for the laugh. I figured the humor would come out of the situations, because there's a lot of humor in going, over there for the first time with a lot of the stereotypes we have in our mind, in the back of our head, and not knowing what to expect. So I knew I could get the humor out of that, but to see that I was able to balance the two and people tell me that is great to me.
We have Luana Bradford joining us on the Facebook side. Luana, hello to you. To see you, she says hello, Anwar. Happy Thursday to you. So I want to talk about this experience for you, because even before coming to Africa, Anwar, you've been able to do other projects. What was it about acting or storytelling through film that first spoke to you that made you say it was something?
I've been a writer my whole life. It's what I wanted to do. But when I was young, I just thought I'd be a novelist. I wanted to be the next Richard Wright when I grew up. I was like, I'm going to write great novels. I'm going to be the great black novelist of my generation is what I thought. So I was always telling stories, and it was really more by chance that I went back to film school. I was doing music, I rap also. So at that time I was really rapping. I was active trying to make it in the music industry. So it really was kind of by chance. I really wanted to go learn how to do music videos almost on a whim. Like, I can save my own money. I don't got to depend on nobody. I had a bad experience with this dude who was supposed to shoot a video for me. So I was like, I like to learn things the proper way. So that led me back to film school. And then I fell in love with directing, and like, oh, this is another avenue. This is an extension of what I'm doing already. And then from there, it really just took off. So initially, it wasn't about movies. I just wanted to write and tell stories. And even with the acting, while I was in film school, one of my professors told me, you know, if you're going to direct, you should take at least one acting class. And I had gone to acting school for a minute when I was very young. I had acted in school plays, so I thought I could act. But the college level acting class I took while I was in film school gave me the courage, you know, and really reinforced it. When I saw the way my classmates would react to me acting, it was like, oh, okay, I got something. I can act. So I kind of filed that away in my head. It wasn't anything I was focusing on, but that kind of gave me the courage to know that I could do it. And it came together because I ended up needing it.
Right. And while you said something that was interesting, it reminded me again of our first interview we did together on Conversation of the Radio Show that the audience can also hear on Amazon Music Podcast. And one of the things you said there, and it really comes through in Coming to Africa, which is why I'm bringing it up. You're not just out there just to put something, to throw something out there to say you have something out there. You really are trying to produce something. So, and that's evident not only just in what you did and being able to learn the craft, you know, and of course your journey as an actor, but also in the casting of this film, you know, those, you know, and the way that the story kind of come together. Have you always had that desire to always put forth your best? Because that is not, as you know, what everyone tries to do. So, you know, for some people, it's just to get it done. But have you always been a person that know you want to put your best self forward?
That's always been very important to me, but I feel like it's a balance. I'm quick to tell people I'm not a perfectionist. You know, I feel like 90% is an A in school, you know, so I'm not one of those people, you know, you hear about Dr. Dre. I love Dr. Dre. Certain people, they like, I'm a perfectionist. This is not coming out till it's perfect. You know, I'm not that guy because I believe in also getting things out, or you might never get it out if you agonize over every single detail and never, I don't need it perfect, but I need to get an A. I need it to be A quality is the way I look at it. So that's always been very important to me. I'm all for, you know, filmmakers out there and anybody, the do it yourself model. I'll just learn to do it myself. Sometimes you have to do that, but everybody doesn't have to go to film school, or you don't have to get a degree in writing. But I always believe in taking your craft seriously. You can ask somebody, you know, you can ask other filmmakers, pick their brains, you know, get on YouTube videos, take yourself to school. I always believed in. So I kind of cringe when I see people who do certain things. That's how I was in music and rap, or like, you just gonna throw it out, like, you know, and then if it's something that becomes popular and people buying it, then people be like, why are you hating on him? You know, is he platinum, you know, and I'll be like, yeah, but his hook don't even line up with the, you know, that kind of thing. So for me, it's always been very important. I need it to be to a certain level, and I want people to really take it in and enjoy it, you know, and really take note of the quality of it while they're enjoying it, I should say.
Yeah. And I bring that up for another reason too, Anwar, because it's hard for other people to buy into your vision if it is not something that they look at as being something they want to be a part of. Because then it's not just you out there, it's them out there too, which brings back to the casting of Africa. I want to say for those who are just in, either on Amazon Live or through our social media platforms, you presents Anwar Jamison is our guest today. We're talking to Anwar not only about his journey doing what he loves, but also his award-winning film that's available now to rent or buy on Amazon. We have it highlighted there in the carousel. You guys will see that below if you're joining us on the Amazon Live platform. Coming to Africa. Anwar, we're going to let them watch the trailer for the film, and then we're going to come back and talk about the storyline, okay?
Come on, man. I'm gonna be named the first black vice president in the history of bigger staffing company. The first.
So you took your skills, your expertise over to them to build up their company. You don't own any part of that.
Man, tomorrow night, me and the wife are out of here celebrating that 10th anniversary in the brother.
Africa.
Even the mosquitoes got days over there, man.
You can't listen to nothing nobody say.
Yes. No. Yes. I ain't believe y'all got me going to Africa.
You about to go all over there to get something deep down in here.
I'm an African, real African where I'm from.
I'm quite to Ghana, my brothers.
I'm an African, real African.
And what are you planning to do with your time?
Hopefully spending every moment with you.
Where I'm from, West Africa. West Africa. West Africa.
The way they show us things when we grow up, it's like Africa is just one big place. I'm ashamed to say the things I thought about Africa.
Yeah, at that time, you see, my brother, he's into a lot of stuff around here.
You think I want to hang out with sport American kids for fun? No! Look at me. I'm about my money. Listen, remember who you are and where you come from.
We originated from the big six.
This mausoleum contains his final remains. He was the leader of Ghana until February 1966.
Y'all know exactly who you are though. Like, I'm from this tribe, I speak this language, you got your culture, you got all the history. You gotta let people swab us in the mouth and take a DNA test and be like, oh, you're from Kenya. Oh, you're from Ghana. Like, we don't know.
We need to be able to buy every single item that we would get from them, from us. Take the African, that concept.
West Africa. I'm an African, real African. Proud. You wanna know where I'm from? West Africa. West Africa. West Africa. I'm an African. Yeah, West Africa.
And there you guys have the trailer for To Africa, as you saw from the mind of Anwar Jamison with today's segment. And talk about that. I mean, even though you've had some time away from when that was created, what is it like for you to kind of look back to how a lot of people are in this project?
I'm smiling, man. And I can answer that, but before, because I don't want to forget, let me add one thing to my last answer about quality, because I don't want to come off as a snob. I want people to know the real. So there's levels, right? My first movie, my second, it was not on the level. It wasn't this quality. So you have to understand what level you're on at the time. Somebody starting out making films or you making music in your bedroom, you know what your equipment is, right? So you have to get good at it. I don't want to sit here in front and act like everything I did was on this level or it has to be. But you have to know what level you on, right? The certain stuff I did before I wouldn't have taken to theaters or tried to put in. Now I knew it was time to go to theaters. I was leveling up. So I want to make that clear because I don't want it to be like, he's saying all movies have to be. Nah, you know, if you're doing something just to upload to YouTube or just for yourself or giving away for free compared to when you feel like you arrived. So I want to make that point, you know. Definitely two different things. So much love to everybody out there getting it out the mud, you know, doing it, the baby steps of it. You got to go through that process. But as far as, looking at the trailer, man, it's just bringing a smile to my face because I'm seeing those scenes and it takes me right back to what we had to do to get it done. And man, it's just, I love that. And first cutting that trailer and knowing the world would see that, it's just, I'm just all smiles just watching it, man.
So I want to talk more about that, but I'm added to what you said because I also and we talk about it on Cyrus Webb Presents as well as Conversations Live, the radio show, Anwar, the importance of starting where you are because you're right. For some people, you don't want to not do anything because you don't have X, Y, or Z, right? You want to start, but that's also part of the learning process, right? I mean, I think that's also the other side of this is you're right. You're not going to start off being able to have something ready for Amazon Prime, but with those baby steps, you'll get there because you'll be able to hone your craft, find your voice, and to be able to see where you can make those improvements, right?
Yes, that's what it's about, man. My first film, Funeral Arrangements, you know, it's a cult classic to a lot of people out there, you know. And it got released on DVD, but we were coming straight out of film school. We had the script, you know, very little to no money. But the theater program was right next to the film program at University of Memphis where I went. So I had a lot of hungry theater actors. You know, everybody understood I can't pay you nothing. I'm going to have this food for you, though. And we got it done, man, and we made a good movie, you know, but we made a good movie for the level we were on, man. But that was a learning process, and then it kept going. So, yeah, man, you have to start where you are, but take that seriously, like you say, and you'll grow.
It's funny you mentioned that because of Amazon, anything with your name in it is curated here, and they actually are looking at funeral arrangements now that you mentioned that it's available so they can actually check that out there as well. So I want to go back to Coming to Africa because how did the initial idea for this film come about? We saw the trailer. How did the initial idea on what the film's going to be about, how did that kind of come to you?
It was really, I was doing this thing. So my cousin, he started traveling. My cousin, Power Uhuru, co-starred the movie, one of the producers. He started traveling to Ghana in like 2006, and he was just showing me things. Now, it's a bunch of coincidences. In that acting class I talked about, one of my classmates traveled to Ghana on spring break that year, and it was another connection to Ghana. I can't remember, but I was like, which country will I go to in Africa when I go? Because I was saying one day I would go. So Ghana kept popping up. So he would come back and show me certain things. I'm like, man, this is what it's really like. And he was feeding into the energy. And I was teaching an African-American literature class here at the college at the time. So I had Googled, because I know young people still, you know, want to go to the club and all of that. So I had Googled a nightclub in Ghana. And when I looked at the pictures, it blew my mind. I'm like, so I start showing it to them, and I would have them guess, like, where do you think this is? And they'd be like, Atlanta, LA, New York, Miami. You know, when they get all their guesses out, I'll be like, no, this is in Africa. This is a nightclub in Ghana, in the city of Accra. And their minds would be blown, and that would open up the conversation. And I would share with them all of the things that I was learning about Ghana and all of this as if I had been there. I hadn't been there yet, but I felt almost like I had because of my cousin and my own research. So when I would see the amazement on their faces, like this, they dress just like us. She fly, she got her little purse, she look good. I would see the amazement on their face, and I was like, wow. And this is when I was in film school. I was like, what if I did a movie about this? I'm like, if your reaction is that just off of still pictures, what if I give you a movie and really show you the mall, nice restaurants, all of the things we never picture about Africa? Nothing rural, you know. We'll be out in the village. You know, I may have a movie one day where we have animals. You know, we'll be out in the village or something. But I was like, no, I need to tell a story in the city because they never showed us that. So I started writing the script, and years later, it turned into this.
Yeah. I want to say, Luana says, this is great. I love that you are using your platform to expand social consciousness and challenge the stereotypical perceptions of continental Africa that others, including we as African Americans, may unfortunately have. Appreciate that, Luana. And I think that's the thing. And again, Luana, and if you have not had a chance to watch it, it's definitely worth the time. Anwar, you and I talked about the thing that impressed me as a guy was in watching the film was that there were professional men that looked like me in this film who had a barbershop, who, like your character, were out there doing great things. Again, not the things we always see, yet have their friendship, have their fun, and then be able to see, you know, the fruit of their hard work. How important was that for you to show a different side of how, especially we as men of color, kind of see ourselves sometimes projected in television and film?
It was very important because there has to be a balance. And I always tell people, I'm not one of these people who say we should never have gangster movies. I always tell people when Martin Scorsese comes out with another movie, nobody is like, oh, another Italian gangster movie, because they, right? Because he gonna come with it. The story is gonna be of a certain quality. He gonna do what he do, and it's gonna be cool. So we can have that. But when everything is one side of life and it becomes so one-sided, and everything becomes all of our stories become gangster movies selling dope, and then if you're not taking your time with the craft, and then if they're slapped together and the ratio is we only see that 1,000 to 1, then it becomes a problem, So yeah, it's having balance and things and representing it. And I just feel like there's truth in every story. Just find the truth of it. So even more so than making sure with certain kind of characters, it's like find the truth in those characters and have those characters that are relatable. So I feel like the three brothers, myself and Khalil came, my brother, he came through so big in power. I kind of represent different sides of the black males you have. My character in the movie is not conscious at all, starting out. He's the guy that a lot of us out there are like that. I don't want to hear that black stuff. I'm trying to get my money. You know what I mean? I'm trying to work my way up. Like, that's what black power is. Get as much money as you can as a black man. He's that guy. My character, and Khalil's character is the ultra conscious one, and there's a blend, so that's what I wanted to do, is just represent those characters in a true fashion.
Exactly. You definitely do that. I want to kind of come full circle in how we began this conversation, Anwar, and that is to talk about the success of coming to Africa. You were sharing with me something that's big, that's getting ready to come up internationally for the film. I'm going to let you talk about that, but I want to talk about something I saw on Instagram as I was prepping for this today, and that was you're actually holding one of the awards that you've gotten. Talk to us about that experience and why that meant so much to you, to be able to have that, for once and for the film, to win that award, but then to be able to see literally the fruit of this hard work.
It was amazing. We had a great time when COVID hit. All of the festivals shut down. Like I said, it was really disappointing for a minute. And the Las Vegas Black Film Festival was literally the first festival to hold a physical festival in COVID last year in August. And I was like, I'm there. We're going to mask up, be safe as we can. They did everything they could to make sure they were safe. Nobody got sick. But I was like, I need this. There's only so much you can do virtually. And we went out there, were nominated for 6 awards, man. And it was great. We won 3 of them. We took home Best Comedy, Best Romance. And Nana McBrown, my co-star, won Best Lead Actress in a feature. And then we came back to Memphis, where I'm based. And we won the Audience Choice Award for Best Hometown or Feature Film. And that was a big one to me because, with awards and all that, you always like, who's voting on it, who's, whatever. But when it's the Audience Award, that's the one I take personal because it's transparent. It's the audience. They casting their ballots. And that's what I care about the most. I care about what the people think. So winning that Audience Award was big because the audience let me know what they felt about it. And that's my award when I go around. When we first premiered it in Ghana, the reaction of the people, that was an award, in and of itself. So being able to have that award tour, kind of like Tribe Called Quest, move around and feel that love on that award tour was big. It validated what I thought, that we had something nice on our hands that we could go forward with.
Yeah, what a great thing. And that leads us now to where we are as we are saying goodbye to 2021, getting ready to usher in 2022. What is next for yourself and coming to Africa?
So, man, a couple big things that came up unexpectedly, fighting through COVID. I will say there is going to be a sequel, so I'll spoil that if you're wondering, because that was the biggest question people had. So I'm actually working on that, going through some rewrites. I'm working on a script now and talking to some people. There's going to be some big things. The cast is going to be even bigger. So that's going to be cool. But we haven't turned the page on coming to Africa, like we said, because of COVID. Everything is kind of disjointed, so things opened back up on their own time. So the movie is actually playing next weekend in Dubai, is one thing, at the All Africa Festival in Dubai at Burj Khalifa Park, which is a beautiful place. And man, that's going to be a great thing. Also, Ghana, we did a premiere in Ghana last December We did it at the Moving Pick Ambassador Hotel in Accra, Ghana, which is a beautiful place, but it still wasn't the theater. So we're still kind of down about it, like, oh man, we didn't get to do our real movie run. So the theaters opened back up in Ghana last month, and now we're going to do it again. We're going to have the real theater experience in Ghana, another premiere, the real theater run, you know, where people will be able to go see it in Ghana. Because streaming is still not as big of a thing there. They stream on certain platforms as much, but it's not like here. So some people have seen it in Ghana, but a very small number compared to when it hits the movies over there. So that's coming up. So everybody in Ghana, stay tuned for that. We're going to have big announcements coming up, but that's coming up very soon. We'll have exact dates for you. So those are the next things coming up. Dubai and Ghana back in front of audiences, and we keeping it moving.
Man, love that. So hello to you, Tamika. Thank you so much for joining us on the Facebook side. Appreciate you guys joining us also over here. I see you guys on Amazon Live, YouTube. Appreciate you guys as well. And Anwar Jamison, again, has been our guest. He's a filmmaker and actor who's been able to do some incredible things. But the film I'm talking about today that's available now to rent or buy on Amazon is Coming to Africa. We've actually posted the link for Amazon on his social media sites for you guys to be able to go over and be able to rent or buy it for yourself. For those who are joining us on Amazon Live, all you have to do is look below Anwar and me, and you'll see the film there. Click on it and be able to rent or buy it for yourself. Anwar, how can they stay connected with you, man?
Man, just look me up on IG or Facebook, both of them. Just my name, Anwar Jamison, Instagram or Facebook. They can get me there. You can also go to comingtoafricamovie.com. I encourage everybody to do that because as you know, when everything went down with Facebook and Instagram, that was a reminder. We also don't want to be a hostage to social media. So we need to have those, you know, those standard emails and everything too. So on comingtoafricamovie.com, I'd appreciate it. There's a place in there where you can drop your email address and sign up, get on the mailing list so we can stay in touch that way too.
Anwar, again, appreciate you, man. Glad you just stopped by and looking forward to our next conversation together, man.
All right. Thanks a lot, Cyrus. I appreciate you. It's a great thing you're doing, man, and reaching out from the big. I was watching the Little G interview and all the, you know. So it's, man, a wide variety of guests. You keep us tapped in with the people that we need to hear from.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll see you all soon. Take care.